Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for November 19, 2023. And in the news this evening, flash flood warning lifted. The Meteorological Service has discontinued the flash flood warning for low-lying and flood-prone areas of St. Thomas, Kingston, and St. Andrew, Portland, and St. Mary. The Met Service says the area of disturbed weather has drifted to the north and further away from Jamaica, and the weather conditions across the island are gradually improving. The forecast is for partly cloudy conditions on Sunday. Fire Brigade wants a private sector to be better prepared for disasters. The Jamaica Fire Brigade is encouraging private sector entities to conduct regular drills to better prepare staff to respond in a disaster. According to Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Stuart Beckford, the recent 5.6 magnitude earthquake highlighted a lack of preparedness on the part of private sector entities. Commissioner Beckford said there was a noticeable difference in how public sector entities responded to the earthquake when compared to their private sector counterparts. He wants all enterprises to stage at least 2 drills annually to educate staff on the correct protocols. Boss now repaying. A woman accused of stealing over $140,000 from her employer has been diligently making consistent payments towards her restitution. Elaine Baker, who hails from St. James, has been charged with embezzlement. When the case was heard in the St. James Parish Court on Friday, Baker handed over $7,000 to the complainant. She has a remaining balance of $15,500. Presiding Judge Sasha Marie Smith Ashley then extended Baker's bail until December 8. The court is anticipating that she will be able to complete her payment that day. According to court records, Baker was employed by the complainant to work at a bar. Between March 1 and March 21, she removed the money from the till amounting to $147,000 for her personal gain. When confronted by the complainant, she confessed to taking the money. There was an out-of-court agreement for Baker to repay the money, but that was not honored, resulting in the matter being reported to the police and her subsequent arrest. Barbadian gets 6 months for cocaine smuggling. A Barbadian man who was arrested for allegedly attempting to smuggle about $16 million worth of cocaine was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment and fined $600,000 when he appeared in the St. James Parish Court on Friday. The defendant, Kelvin Charles, pleaded guilty to possession of, dealing in, and attempting to export cocaine before presiding Judge Sasha Marie Smith Ashley. Reports are that about 10 p.m. on October 26, Charles was about to board a flight from Sansor International Airport in St. James to London when his luggage was searched. During the inspection, a package with 2 kilograms of cocaine was found. He was subsequently arrested and charged with breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. In addition to the 6-month sentence, Charles was ordered to pay a fine of $200,000 or spend 6 months in prison for possession of cocaine and $400,000 or 6 months for attempting to export cocaine, with the sentences to run consecutively if the fines are not paid. He was admonished and discharged for dealing in cocaine. Charles will spend a total of 18 months in prison if the fines are not paid. Couple detained after ex-boyfriend is killed in St. Anne. A man was stabbed to death and his ex-girlfriend and her spouse taken into custody following an incident along the Costa Drive in Ocho St. Anne Sunday morning. The dead man has been identified as 31-year-old Romain Chin, a handyman from Main Street in Pineapple, Ocho Rios. The 27-year-old ex-girlfriend and her spouse are both from Port Maria, St. Mary. She reportedly ended the relationship after she accused Chin of sexually assaulting her daughter. Chin was arrested in connection with this allegation. It was reported that shortly after 1 a.m., the couple was along the Costa Drive when Chin visited the location. An argument developed between him and his ex-girlfriend, the police said. The new spouse, it is understood, allegedly intervened, and a knife was used to stab Chin several times. He was taken by a passing motorist to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where he was admitted in serious condition. Chin succumbed to his injuries around 6:35 a.m. while undergoing treatment. Following this, the couple was picked up in Port Maria and taken into custody. Public health specialist Professor Winston Davidson has died. Public health specialist and telemedicine research pioneer Professor Winston Davidson has died. Following his death on Sunday, Minister of Health Dr. Christopher Tufton expressed deep regret at his passing. Tufton has described him as an advocate for public health, a scholar, and one who provided leadership in various areas of health, including his passion for telemedicine. He also stated that Davidson provided him with support and advice during the COVID-19 pandemic and expressed condolences on behalf of the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the health sector to Davidson's wife, daughters, other family members, and associates. Davidson served as a professor, public health and health technology, and head of the University of Technology School of Public Health and Health Technology. He received his medical training from the University of the West Indies from 1965 to 1971 and was successful in the American examination for foreign medical graduates in 1971. He also received his diploma in tropical medicine and hygiene from the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine, University of Liverpool, England, in 1975. He was a founding member of the Jamaica Public Health Doctors Association and the Jamaica Menopause Society, and a former president of the Medical Association of Jamaica. Opposition calls for government to urgently address court reporters' grouses. Opposition spokesperson on justice Donna Scott Motley is expressing grave concern about the looming crisis, which could see the Michaelmas sessions of the circuit courts cut short because of a shortage of court reporters. She is calling for the government to take immediate action to rectify the situation, including conducting an urgent review of the salaries of court reporters. One of several criminal courts at the Home Circuit Court could not sit last week because no court reporter was available to record the proceedings. The St. Catherine Parish Court was affected on 2 days last week and is likely to be closed this week because of the unavailability of court reporters. Scott Motley warned that the shortage of court reporters is placing an immense burden on the judicial system. The government's failure to address the concerns of court reporters is not only a disservice to the dedicated professionals who ensure the smooth functioning of our courts, but also a threat to the very foundation of our justice system, said Scott Motley in a media release. It has been reported that many court reporters have not received their outstanding salaries and have been enduring unfavorable working conditions, leading to demoralization and ultimately a shortage in this critical profession, she further noted. Court reporters have been complaining for decades about the staff shortage, low salaries, and how overburdened they are with work. The required complement is 45 court reporters, but the number has now dwindled to 24. Court reporters produce the transcripts of proceedings in the nation's courts. Court orders forfeiture of $4 million found at a businessman's home. Cash totaling $4,007,800, which was found at the home of a controversial real estate developer, has been ordered forfeited to the government under Jamaica's proceeds of crime law. The cash was found in a suitcase at the St. Catherine home of businessman Ophius Stennett during a surprise police operation on November 1, 2019, according to court documents obtained by the news last week relating to his forfeiture hearing, which ended in September this year. Parish Court Judge Elisa McIntosh granted the forfeiture order in the St. Catherine Parish Court on September 29, ruling that she found, on a balance of probability, that the cash was obtained from unlawful conduct or was to be used for unlawful conduct. Attorneys representing the developer have already filed a legal challenge asking the Court of Appeal to overturn McIntosh's ruling. Stennett reportedly claimed in court that the cops had sought his assistance in an unrelated case involving other police personnel and that the $4 million was for a sting operation, which he backed away from at the 11th hour. Among the court documents obtained by the news was an affidavit filed by the lead police investigator in support of an application by the Asset Recovery Agency for over $4 million to be forfeited to the government through the Proceeds of Crime Act. The ARA is an arm of the Financial Investigations Division, the state agency mandated to enforce the proceeds of crime law. According to the investigator's statement, a notebook with the name Peter Sean Hebert, taken to be Peter Sean Hebert, and the sum of $4 million beside it, and the name Yannick Harrison, with the sum of $5 million beside it, was also seized at the developer's home. Hebert and Harrison both reside at the New Harbor Village home, it said. 17 days before the search of Stennett's home, Hebert was intercepted by cops from the Narcotics Division transporting several packages of cocaine in a motor vehicle owned by Harrison, the investigator disclosed. Hebert was convicted on February 5, 2021 for possession of cocaine and trafficking cocaine and sentenced to 12 months in prison and fines of $100,000 for each offense, the narcotics police confirmed to the news on Friday. The court documents contained no assertion that Harrison was ever charged with any crime. The lead detective, who is a police sergeant, revealed too that his investigation showed that Harrison and Stennett both reside at another home in Kingston 10 and that she is intricately tied to the defendant's business. As an example, he said Harrison is listed as the secretary for the businessman's company and that they were co-owners of a 2016 Mercedes-Benz motor car. The police sergeant claimed that the facts reveal a nexus among Stennett, Hebert, and Harrison, citing their living arrangements and purported cash dealings in excess of $1 million Jamaican dollars. Further, he charged that Hebert and Harrison were connected in acts involving the trafficking of cocaine days before the seizure of $4,007,800 in a suitcase that was partially under a bed. In the circumstances, it is believed that the cash seized from the defendant, Orpheus Stennett, was obtained through unlawful conduct or was intended to be used in unlawful conduct, said the police investigator in his statement. But the businessman challenged the application, claiming through his attorneys that the cops wanted him to give evidence in an unrelated case of alleged police corruption. The $4 million, he reportedly explained, was to be used as a part of a sting operation by the police in that case. But the businessman claimed he backed out at the last minute and that when the cops told him the money would be seized and he would have to attend a court to explain how he obtained the cash. However, McIntosh, the presiding judge, rejected Stennett's claim, ruling that his account of how the cash was found inside his home was not credible. She noted too that Stennett presented no good reason to explain why the sums of $4 million and $5 million were beside Hebert's and Harrison's names, respectively, in the notebook seized by the police. Stennett made headlines in October 2020 when the Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Corporation ordered his company to cease work on a multi-family apartment complex at 9 Evans Avenue in St. Andrew. The order came amid a news probe which raised questions about potential violations. The businessman admitted at the time that he had been proceeding without a court approval to modify the restrictive covenants, a legal contract among residents that seeks to preserve their development preferences in the upscale single-dwelling Kingston 8 residential neighborhood. In January 2022, he consented to a court-ordered injunction obtained by the KSAMC compelling him to stop work on the complex. The local authority alleged that the construction was contrary to building and planning approvals.